do civil engineering, we do architecture, so we do a lot of big files. They're all compound files, so you never just open one file. We're always out of space. We work for government agencies, we work for the Department of Defense. It makes us big-time ransomware targets or big-time phishing targets. It's just an endless stream of attacks. Ransomware is a big worry on our mind all the time. We had a fairly decent incident about 4 years ago. And we recovered from tape and we were fine, but I don't really ever want to do that again. It was 4 of the worst days of my life and no sleep when the whole team was on that. We were sort of at the end of a life cycle, primarily Windows file servers. Individual ones at every office. We're doing that for performance reasons. Our users are very sensitive about performance. If you make a file take 10 extra seconds to open than it did yesterday, you will have a problem. Just the slightest amount of latency that you introduce is very unpopular, so we try very hard not to do that. It was really a question of, do we go out and re-equip 22 offices with all new file servers? And then also we're trying to maintain all the data that's there at an archive level, so we sort of take our old servers and make those into archive servers, and suddenly you have even older junk sitting on your site that you're trying to keep alive. We finally decided to join the rest of the world and we moved to services. And this was a huge thing because we relied strictly on ourselves based on the fundamental belief that nobody takes care of us like we do. Nobody covers your butt like you do. Nobody understands urgency like you do. It's comforting in a way to know that any box in the network, you can take it apart, put it back together, and you got the parts to do it. What sucks is that, you're gonna have to do that, So it's good to be able to, it's comforting, but it's when you have to do it, of course it's when you're on vacation or you're in Glacier National Park in the middle of a hike and something's down. So we've never trusted outside people to do anything for us. We just never have. Program our own routers, just build our own servers, etc. And we really had to do some soul searching and really feel pretty confident that we understood the product and understood how it worked and felt confident that it would be solid, and in the last year it's proven that it's rock solid. With Nasuni, we got something where my team can see it. It's all right there. They can see the data going up to the system. They can see if a filer's not getting stuff up there fast enough. They can all do restores. It's a piece of cake. They don't have to learn how to operate a NetApp box or any of that kind of stuff. So that's a big plus for us as well. The NMC was probably the thing that really sort of brought your whole product together, was to get all that in one place. It's so relatively easy to deal with. And then also the people that we were working with, that we could actually rely on those folks, when it does hit the fan, because it will eventually. Is somebody going to be there standing behind us? And we sort of have the sense that that's the case. And so it was a hard decision, but it's gotten easier over the last year as things sort of have proven out for us. We decided we wanted everybody on Nasuni. We didn't want to have 2 years down the road have some people on and some people off and be doing one thing in A and something else in B. So we were able to actually, we did a big virtualization project. We replaced a lot of our 6 and 7, 8-year-old hardware at that time. So we were able to kind of roll it all out, at least put the filers in place and get the structure in place all at once. And then we migrated the offices piece at a time. We primarily used Robocopy. The cap on that was, I got a call from the COO the other day on a totally unrelated issue. Guy was chatting me up for some reason I never have figured out, which our COO does not do. No one chats up the IT guy. He was very impressed with the way we had 0 downtime. We had basically no bumps, no screw ups. It just went very smooth, and he was just very pleased by that. And I thought, okay. It really was awesome. It really was. And it all came together from all different pieces all working. We liked that team and several of the other guys. I mean, all of them, really. I've not met one person in the Nasuni organization that has been anything other than friendly, helpful, and professional. We were just a few weeks into the implementation. Austin went offline for bad power for 3 days, which would have been, all our data would have been inaccessible. All the Austin office users were working. They all went home. And our normal fallback in these situations, they go home and they connect back into the office and they open their files. They had no idea. Half of them didn't have any idea that they were coming off a redirected device that was in some other place. And it had happened without any intervention on our behalf. We didn't have to tell anybody to do anything. We didn't have to redirect default gateways. We didn't have to do anything at all. They got in, and their files were there, and they went to work. And then when they stopped, they went home the night after, and the next day the power was up. They went back in the office and they opened their files, and it's like it never happened. So that's huge for us.